and Vugu Nayosi, Black Revolutionary Now. Just wanted to bring you this video on the BBC journalist Zeinab Badawi, and she is a Sudanese born, but she was raised in London. And these people, these Negroes who go to foreign land and pick up an accent and pick up a behavior, they feel they could talk down to black nations, and they could kind of disrespect and be condescending to black leaders in the black nations. And our beautiful sister from Barbados, Mia Mottley, put her in a place with history and knowledge and understanding that black people from the diaspora, we don't put up with your condescending behavior. We know these people work on behalf of white supremacy, and when coming to us, they don't see themselves like one of us. They see themselves as the European. They speak like the European. They regurgitate talking points like the European. They're very condescending like the European. And it is so great to see our sister from Barbados put her in her place, and rightfully so. And we need to stand up, and we need to stand tall against these crackers and their Negroes who does speak on their behalf. So check out this video on Mia Mottley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, putting this BBC journalist in her place. Check it out, and we're going to come back and discuss it.
The United Nations.
Yes.
I was going to bring up the United States because, of course, the Caribbean is America's backyard. I mean, from Cuba, closest
Well, we like
point...
to say neighborhood because they might get the wrong impression with backyard.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I was using that. Yes, true. Okay. You're in America's neighborhood because at its closest point, it's only 70 kilometers from Cuba to the United States. 7 military US bases are here in the Caribbean. But people are beginning to wonder whether you're looking further east. And we had a question on social media, Prime Minister, which says, I honestly would like to know why we in Barbados are so ingratiated with China. Why are we in so deep with China? So are you swapping one superpower for another?
Well, once again, I regret that the person who asked the question doesn't know our history. In 1977, Barbados established relations with the People's Republic of China. This is 44 years ago. And therefore, to suggest that we are now seeking to ingratiate ourselves with China means that you don't understand where we've come from or what we're doing. Any country that lives in this world today, to exist in this world, ought to have relations with every country. And China is clearly a global power. And for us not to have a relationship with China, even if we didn't have one 47 years ago, would be foolish.
But you've been very complimentary about China. You had a phone conversation with President Xi Jinping recently. You said this is all about strengthening the relationship with China. In 2019, the government signed up to the BRI, the big infrastructure projects and so on. And some people are suspicious. They think that China wants to buy the family silver.
But let's put it this way. I've also been very complimentary of the Americans and the British and the Canadians. So that for me not to be complimentary of China seems unusual. And similarly, For persons who believe that because we want to be friendly with China means that we are a pawn, tells us what they think about us in the first place. Because we are capable of being, as our first Prime Minister said, friends of all and satellites of none.
But it's not just Barbados that's moving closer to China, it's the whole of the Caribbean. I mean,
it's the whole
investment
world.
from China has gone up many folds.
But so is the whole world. If I look correctly, I think the Chinese hold a large percentage of assets within the United States of America and a large amount of their treasuries as well. So for you to focus on the Caribbean or Africa with China without recognizing the role that China is playing in Europe or in the North Atlantic countries is a bit disingenuous and really reflects more that we are seen as pawns, regrettably, rather than countries with equal capacity to determine our destiny and to be part and parcel of that global conversation to fight the global issues of the day like climate and the pandemic.
All right, well, that's put me in my place, hasn't it?
No, not at
Prime
all,
Minister
Zeinab.
Mia Mottley. Thank you.
Not at all, my dear.
Yes. That is how you do it. Zeinab, Badawi. Shame on you. Shame on you. And when I look through all her videos, she don't really speak up for the genocide that has been happening right now in Sudan. She was born in Sudan and she have an affection and loyalty to her British accent. And you could tell when these Negroes go into Europe, pick up their accent and pick up their filthy history, they forget about their people in their homeland. She have a voice. She have a voice where she could speak loudly on the things that's happening right now in Sudan. But she does do like a one-over and she just go back to just echoing European white supremacy rhetoric. But it's good to see. It's good to see our sister, Mia Mottley, put this Negro in her place. And we could learn a lot from this because we have a lot of Negroes who does come among us and try to do the same thing, and we have to stand 10 toes down and speak up for our nation, speak up for our people, speak up so we could be on the right side of history. I always talk about that. We have to be on the right side of history. This white man, these pilgrims, every single day, they are on the wrong side of history. And it's proven. You could see it. You could see it by their actions. You could see it from the attacks daily. Black people worldwide receive from these pilgrims. So being on the right side of history and standing 10 toes down, protecting the loyalty, the sovereignty, the dignity, the truth of your people is very, very important. So a salute Black power to Mia Mottley, putting this Negro who was born in Sudan, but she have a European British mindset. And Vugu, Nayosi, Black revolutionary now.